Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, September 15th, 2018, and welcome to all of you. Missy Jen in the house this morning. Why? Because of cake. And specifically this morning, we are going to be tasting the Joshy B Orange Crush cake. And quite an epic night last night. I'll be doing a separate video on the hangout per se and some of the things that went on over there. But today I just want to, hey Harvey, how are you? Nice to see you.
Hey, hi.
Today, hi, what do we got? Hi Scottish, how are you, sweetie? So I'm on the Murphy channel this morning. We'll wait a minute to populate. This is a much smaller channel, but I wanted to save the other channel this morning for doing a special video regarding last night's hangouts and stuff. So yeah, nice to see you. This cake was made in honor of a good friend. It doesn't really pick it up too well, but it's definitely an orange cake. It's not super orange. You don't want it to be. It's not Halloween, you know. It's a orange crush cake, and it was made a little differently than other ones. Mouse Toes, how are you, honey? Nice to see you. Mouse Toes. And Sherry Russell, nice to see you. Robin, morning to you. If anybody is on Twitter and would just tweet this hangout at, that would be great because I am not. No vanilla. No vanilla, that's right. Let's talk about this cake for a minute and the importance of doing things differently from recipes sometimes. As I said last night, and Jen, thank you for being here this morning. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
My number one wing girl. The importance of baking is that you, after you've baked enough years, thank you, Harvey, after you've baked enough years, you begin to understand how you can modify, excuse me, you can understand how you can modify recipes. Hi, Terry. When you have a cake like an orange crush cake and they tell you you're going to be using orange soda, you're going to be mixing that in with a couple cups of flour, a cup of sugar, 4 eggs, making a pound cake, which is a very dense cake. It's not a high rising light cake. And then add a teaspoon of vanilla to that. Well, Missy Jen, that ain't right. Reason being is that vanilla is going to cancel that orange flavor. Why? Because vanilla is a stronger flavor than orange.
Flavors.
Vanilla is simply a stronger flavor than orange. So what you're doing is effectively muting that orange flavor. If a cake says orange crush, it's not called dainty orange. It's not called orange blossom. It's called a damn orange crush cake. What does crush mean? Boom. Now, so what did I do? I decided to leave the vanilla out of the recipe. That being the case, I got out some orange extract, and in place of the vanilla, I put in a teaspoon of orange extract. Net result, you have a taste, you have a cake that begins to really have an orange flavor because, good morning, Nicole.
Good morning, Nicole.
And if anybody can tweet this out, I'd appreciate it. This hangout. There you got my spawn, got my orange crush. There we go. Hey, Leah. Saved one. Yeah, you like the orange crush. Yeah, the cake turned out excellently today. So for the icing to spike it up too, we took a little bit of Grand Marnier, which is an orange liqueur, and also added that with a little bit of orange crush to get a very subtle sort of icing to go with our base cake here. Could I have done some things to even more spike this cake up and make it crushy? Yes. As I said at the beginning of the hangout yesterday, hey, Mara, nice to see you. As I said in the beginning of the hangout yesterday, I could have bought an orange and I could have zested the orange
Oh, yeah.
You know, just like I did with the lemon cake. You get all the lemon bits. Hey, Lori Jean. Good morning to you, sweetie.
Morning, Laurie.
Yeah, we're on Channel B today, so I'm reserving
That's
Channel A
Studio
for.
B.
I'm reserving Channel A for a special video this morning. Yes, it's really nice to
And
see
we
Warren.
have
It's really nice.
Andrea.
Is Andrea there?
Andrea.
Oh, Marine Mom. Hey,
Mom.
hey, Andrea, Marine Mom. Nice to see you. It's really nice to see Warren. Yeah. Nicole's like, Rosie, I think you broke Ellie with the soda icing. Well, Grand Marnier is a liqueur. It's not going to break down in an icing, even with orange soda. It's still going to be there, and it still adds a tremendous depth to that icing by doing it. And I want to thank my friend Savannah for that suggestion. Get the Grand Marnier and put that on, okay? Because I don't think, I'm not going to use at $35 a bottle or whatever for Grand Marnier. I'm not going to use that to make a whole batch of icing. Let me tell you, the most expensive icing on planet Earth.
Jeremy. Good morning.
Hey, Buzz. Good morning. Yeah, Jeremy, how you doing, sweetie? My son is stationed over there in Miramar. All right, good. Miramar down in San Diego. Big time air base down there. Beautiful out there in Coronado, Iowa.
Yeah, that's
You
beautiful.
can see the planes taking off. See the planes taking off down there. It's a beautiful kind of place. So that's what I wanted to say about the cake. Now, if I wanted to intensify, hey, bless this mess. Good morning, honey. If I wanted to intensify this, I would have gotten orange. The recipe does not call for this. But when you bake a lot, you start to do your own tweaks and hacks. And if you tell somebody orange crush, they're expecting something monstrous to hit them in the way of flavor, not something subtle. So I would do everything that I could to make as much orange flavor come out of this cake as possible. So I would have gone, and if I remembered when I was at the store, because oranges aren't in season here right now, I would have picked up, hey Norm, I would have picked up an orange. I would have zested or removed that outside peel part on a grater, not the pith. Hey Jordan, no, the Mama Bear cake is next Friday. I would have removed that and put that into the icing too, and really spike that up with that orange zest. Because remember, all that flavor, yay, side chat slut, all that flavor comes from the peel of the orange, okay? The very outer skin of that orange has all the oils and all the flavors, and oils are what conveys the taste. So we'll get a look. Yes, I think it iced up beautifully here. As you can see, I did use a small coffee cake form and pop that upside down there. And I think it really, it'd be something that you would be proud to take to an event for sure. Hey, Annette, how are you? Lynn Russell over in Wales. Nice to see you. Well, I had already promised that. I don't know if it's going to, she won't even be around, I don't think. Jordan. So I'm going to go ahead now and cut the cake. This is a pound cake. This is a high density cake. Okay, this used no baking powder, no leavening whatsoever. Okay, so Missy Jen can see that it's more like a wedding cake texture when you see that.
Yeah, it looks very dense.
It's a very tight crumb, as pound cakes are. Yeah, high density. Morning, Sue Pete. Yeah, Jen is always smiling, isn't she? Except when she's chasing me around the yard out there. So there's the way it looks. When I say high density, there's a very tight crumb there. There's very few apparent air holes. That's a pound cake. Okay? Nicole says, I love a tight crumb. I know, honey, you're legendary for that, right? I'm going to give that to Jen. We're going to let her, ladies first here. Let her have a go at that this morning. Yeah, it turned out, tight is always good. So it turned out, I think, from a structure point of view to be exactly what you want as a pound cake. It's not light, it's not fluffy, right? It's a pound cake. It's supposed to be dense. Remember, traditional pound cakes, how did the name come about pound cake? Because you use 1 pound of flour, 1 pound of sugar, and 1 pound of butter. Traditional pound cake recipe. No baking powder, no baking soda.
It's tight, babies.
Yeah, that's right. The true dream, I'd say, not dream team, but I would say the true dream, Missy Jan of YouTube takes the first bite.
Sure has a real good zing to it.
The question is, can you get the orange flavor out of it?
When you have it for a while on your tongue, it really that has a bite to it. That's orange bite to it.
Once again, you can see the very tight crumb in that cake. And that's exactly what you want.
So it's really got that intense orange flavor in it. Absolutely. It's got a really intense zing to it.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. It's like when I made English muffins last week. I never knew English muffins had no fat in them whatsoever. No butter, no shortening, no oil, no nothing. Yeah, Beth, how are you doing, Mallory? Good morning to you.
The icing is good too.
Yeah, for me, the colder the better on this one. Oh, let's see, colder the better. Oh, the colder the better on this one. Good morning, Mallory. Hope you're doing good today.
I like it when the icing is thin and she poured it on nice and thin. So perfect, because I don't like the icing flavor to overpower the flavor of the cake.
Yeah, it's all about balance, isn't it, Jen?
It's all about balance. Yeah.
If I had used vanilla, I guarantee you would have a hard time. You would have wasted the orange crush, and you would have a very difficult time. Hey, Helen, nice to see you, sweetie. Red needs some lessons on patience. Well, I'm going to have a video. Yeah, stuff got pretty ugly last night on the hangout. I'm going to do a video on the O'Callaghan channel this morning about that. That's why I'm doing this taste testing on the Murphy channel today. I'm reserving my morning thing for a little talk about last night. So. Robin says, I love that kind of icing. Yeah, I don't like blobby, thick icing. It's appropriate for wedding cakes. It's appropriate for some birthday cakes. Well, I don't mean it was horrifying. I just mean that, you know, some stuff came down. Yeah, thank you, Side Chat. And I'd like to maintain that. I really would. I don't like to engage in a lot of that stuff. I like to feel like everybody can come in and chat and just leave the nonsense at the board. So, what do you think?
It's very, very good. If you like oranges and orange flavor, this is the perfect cake for you.
No problem, Andrea. We were rolling strong till about 4 o'clock this morning, so it was a long night, but it's a fun night. You know, you see people come together that are in different communities. You make a chat-only channel. There you go. There were 2 streams last night. I shut the first one down. I had to. And I'll explain why I did that later today. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was, you know, it's a lot of fun. We get to bake something nice. We raised some money for Red Cross. I don't know how much it was. I don't. It's not relevant. You know, I know some people donated, and that's a good thing. Oh, how else I missed last night? All right, Helen, are you on vacation or something? Good morning, Drew. Nice to see you. Sonia, how are you? So, this is definitely a keeper cake. This is definitely a cake that I would make again. But the thing I would do different this time, yeah, Georgie's mucking around here in the background. The thing I would do different this time is I would add orange zest, the peel of the orange. I would pop that into the icing to further intensify the flavor of the orange, because orange is very difficult. Wow, 6 weeks away. Yeah, the cake turned out really wonderfully. I'm really happy about that. Georgie, okay? No Domino this morning. I think Domino the dog next door spends more time here. Hey, Nick, nice to see you.
Domino is still sleeping. Millie was already at the gate.
Hey, Nathan Smith, good to see you.
Hey, there's Nick. Nick and Nathan and Coop.
There it is. There's Koopy. How you doing, Koopy? Morning, babe. Having orange peel boiling around Thanksgiving with a little cinnamon makes the whole house smell like the orange juice. And that's a damn good. That's a darn good. Unless it smells like orange spice, that's a good idea. I'll try this. The kitchen smelled phenomenal last night. It was so tasty. Always happy to see Koopy. For those of you who are late, arriving a little later, there's the finished product. It is a typical pound cake with an untypical flavor to it. The orange. I didn't have any, I used a little beet juice to mix with yellow to get a little bit of oranginess to it. It wouldn't be naturally orange on its own, but I didn't have any orange. I didn't have any red to mix with yellow to produce the orange. Plus, I didn't want it to look like a Halloween cake, okay? You know, if you have something that looks like a Halloween cake, that's not the intent of this cake. So there's nothing elegant about putting an orange cake on a table. Any more? Or you okay?
Well, I might have a face.
There it is. It's low. I'll tell you why this is relatively low fat. There's this woman that's called the Pioneer Woman or Pioneer Lady. Somebody will tell me that has a cooking channel, or she does cooking on.
Hi, yeah. Sonia.
Hey, Hope. Good morning to you.
Hello, hello.
Oh, you love that Snoopy tea, huh?
Yeah, I got that from Joey D.
Yeah. Our wonderful friend Joey D. Pioneer Woman. Thank you, Mouse Toes. Man, I was blown away.
Hope with peace.
I'm researching cakes yesterday, the orange crush cake. Like, I'm checking out, and there's not a ton of recipes for the orange crush cake. Okay. I'm thinking it's going to be a lot of variations. They're not. One of the first ones that comes up is Pioneer Woman. I look at the recipe. First thing this woman does is take 3 sticks of butter. Not 1, not 2, but 3. 3 sticks of butter.
Too much.
Do you know what that is? 3 full sticks is 3 damn cups of butter. Now, the second I read the first line of the recipe, I'm like, whoa, my eyes are bugging out of my head. This is like Ina Garten of the Food Network all over again. You might as well just throw lard into a baking tin and bake it. And eat it. Hey, Callie. Hey, Delicia. Let's see. Will they see make Elvis Presley's favorite pound cake? I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I mean, Nathan, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, or Paula Deen. Paula Deen or Ina Garten territory. You might as well just take your old container of lard and pour that son bitch in a baking pan, and throw it in the oven. And when it comes out and cools down and solidifies again, slice it up and put a cherry on top. Slice it up and put a cherry on top and enjoy it, because that's about what the hell you're having. Now, that's first line of the recipe. 3 sticks of butter, full sticks. And then she apologized. Yes, I said, you read it right, 3 full sticks of butter. Go down to the second line. What do you think she puts in for sugar? Anybody want to take a guess? How many cups of sugar she marries to that 3 cups of butter? There, yeah, I was born. Right, Mallory, I was born on a hot August night. She uses 3 cups of, 50 pounds of butter. She uses 3 damn cups of sugar. Yeah, 26 cups. You're close, Coop. Right. Take away the 6 and you're close. You were right up there in the ballpark. She uses 3 cups of sugar. Now, what the hell kind of person is going to use 3 cups of sugar, 3 cups of butter, and 5 cups of flour? I mean, it's like, number one, I'm not going to spend the money for it. That's 1.5 packages of butter. So right off the bat, what are you in, Missy Jen? You're at $8 worth of butter.
Well, back in the days, they cooked heavy with grease.
You know, yeah, everything's better with butter. Hope I know, but my goodness, you know, I can't even wrap my head around producing a cake with that much fat and that much sugar in it. And then we wonder why, you know, we have problems with diet in this country. You know, it just, yeah, you can't maintain that girlish figure that way. That's correct. And the thing is, that's a well-reviewed recipe. Now, you might say to yourself, well, Rosie, she's a ranch lady out there. All of her guys come in there, her husband and the workers, they all come in. They burn a hell of a lot of calories, putting in fence posts, busting broncos, doing all the stuff that they do there on the ranch, Pioneer Woman's place there. Maybe they burn a lot of calories. It's okay. But for the average person like you and me to sit down and have a cake like that, forget about it. Ain't ever going to happen. Yeah, I think the men needed that I think they needed that for energy. You needed to put a big feed on the table. These guys were doing physical labor from sunrise.
Back in the days.
From sunrise till at least mid-afternoon, early to mid-afternoon. Never in my life will you see make a cake. Okay, yeah, 5 sticks are what? 5? Yeah, it's still a hell of a
zombie.
Whatever it is. Hi, zombie. You pair that up with 3 cups of sugar, Helen, and it's way too much, honey. It's just way too much. It ain't, yeah, it ain't the little house on the prairie. That's it. Linda said 100 years ago, the average man needed 3,000 calories to keep going through a hard day. Yeah, this country engaged in much more physical labor. Has her own skinny cake line, everything from bacon, butter, body wash to garlic, butter, perfume. Well, her own skincare line. Really? Hey, Joe King.
Hey, Joe.
Joe King was AWOL last night. You were what would I say to Joe? You forgot to turn in your pass before you left the base last night, okay? Forgot to turn in your pass before you left the gate last night. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead in a couple minutes. I'm gonna shut this down. I'm gonna do another upload on the
have a good day too, Nathan.
the O'Kelly channel here regarding last night. Yeah, you were MIA. You were absent without leave, so you'll probably be confined to barracks for the duration of the weekend.
Kelly Rose, you're absolutely right. The butter
Hey, Kevin.
was better back in the days than the sugar too.
Yeah, the king gets 3,000 calories in one trip to Garib, no R's. That's correct.
Well, if you go to Mickey D and you eat 2 of their hamburgers rights and drink a milkshake, you have 1,800 calories easy.
So we're going to go ahead and shut down. Don't forget Cooper Chat tonight on here.
Yeah.
It starts, I think, this starts around 6 o'clock, I think, our time here. So make sure you check that. His time's a little variable. Just make sure you sub him up for some good times.
Hey, Sean.
How you doing, sweetie? We're just going ahead and getting ready to, yeah, we were cutting up last night. We're going to go ahead and get this thing shut down. I want to thank Mrs. Zombie and Koopy and everybody came in. Ned, Warren, good to see you. Norman, Kidney, nice to see you.
Have a good weekend.
And yeah, you have an awesome rest of your weekend.
Thanks and love and kisses to y'all.
And we'll see you all around the chat. And yeah, thanks for popping by, Callie Rhodes. Yep, ciao to you. Fun. Yeah, Lori Jean, thank you. And we are out.
Guten Tag und ein schönes Wochenende.
Yes, I think Coop's usually the usual.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Sometime around evening time. Yeah. Love you guys. Robin, thank you, honey.